Txhawm. Good afternoon, I believe. And the food's here, so that's a good sign. And before I kick it off here, I know for many of us, this is a Hmong event based on Hmong customs. There's one thing we're lacking today that I know it's kind of prohibited here on campus, but it's part of the Hmong culture. And I know Jerry Dyer, Jim Costa, Nathan, I think you've been to enough, Joaquin, Misty, you too, Brandon, Valerie, and that's the shot of liquor at the ribbon cutting. The reason why we're so tentative on the schedule today is because we're not distracted with the liquor, so that's why it feels a little long, but it hasn't been too long. Esmeralda, you too, yeah. Again, on behalf of the family of the late General Vang Pao, we're still very blessed to have our mother Naim here with us up on stage as she continues to be the matriarch in our family and our communities across the country. Today is a very happy Hmong American Day, celebrating 50 years of Hmong Americans being here in our country, the United States of America. And as we celebrate over the course of the next 2 days, with all the exhibits and all the display of the Hmong culture, the Hmong heritage, Hmong traditions, the Hmong values, and especially above all the Hmong food, which we still have to go out and try, even though you guys are eating sampling a little bit of here in this hall today. It showcases and highlights the past 5 decades of where the Hmong have come from and where the Hmong have been and where the Hmong are going. But like everybody in this hall and outside on campus, and everyone in our community, in our state, and in our great country, we all have a story. Everyone has a story to tell. But today is the Hmong story. And as many of our dear friends, our dignitaries, our elected officials, young and old, our esteemed members of our community who are joining us here today, we've heard a military context of 50 years of celebration. And why is that so? Because it's very critical and important as to why we're celebrating 50 years today, marking that great anniversary. And we wouldn't be here today. I know it's 50 years, I'm not 50 years too Chinu, so don't feel so bad. But we're celebrating 50 years. I'm 100% American, proud of it, born and raised. But at the same time, I'm also proud to be 100% Hmong. And as our Mayor Jerry Dyer said, never stop being Hmong, because it is a beautiful, beautiful thing to be. And I wish all of you can join in that journey with us from beginning to today and our future ahead, which we will. So as we reflect on our history, we wouldn't be here today without the men and women, the soldiers of the special guerrilla units under the command of my father, the late General Vang Pao. But there wouldn't be them too without one particular man, which we've talked numerous times today, without General Vang Pao himself. Without him, there wouldn't be us here in America today. There would have not been the young men and women who stood up on this stage, who are elected officials, who are educated, who have those degrees, who have the wealth, who have the prosperity. Without one man that the United States called upon 65 years ago on a mountainous region of a country called Laos, where a Hmong man named Vang Pao, an American gentleman by the name of Belair, shook hands. And today it is my great honor to represent my father, the late General Vang Pao, up on this stage. It comes full circle for me today to tell this story again. I've been on many stages, many rostrums, many lectures, spoke many times, all equally important, but today it hits home for me. What brings us all together, what binds us all together today as Americans, is deeply rooted in those American values and American principles of what our flag, Old Glory, Stars and Stripes, the Star-Spangled Banner, call it what we may. But it is our flag, and it is that symbol of freedom, and it is that freedom and democracy that my father ultimately made that decision in that green pasture in Laos, shaking hands with Bel Air, raising his people to fight in the name of democracy and freedom. But who would have imagined, including my father, if he was here today, would have thought that by joining an alliance, entering his people, and not just the Hmong, there were ethnic Lao groups that he also led, that rose up and answered the call of our United States of America to defend freedom, liberty, and democracy all the way in Southeast Asia, to contain the spread of communism. Who would have thought that through conflict and war that would open up new avenues, new channels, new opportunities for his people, men, women, and children. And through his leadership, as they spoke, the speakers before myself spoke, he not only led his people through military conflicts and warfare, he brought forth social programs, social development through schools and hospitals. He united the people and integrated them into societies instead of being sporadic, sparsely scattered across the Laotian countryside. He brought unity amongst his people because this was his vision to elevate and promote and progress, advance his people from any hardship, difficulties, and poverty that we were facing at that time. And through this simple shape with Mr. Bel Air in 1961, our soldiers who are with us today, who are fortunate and blessed enough, who are our heroes today, and our eternal heroes who are no longer with us. They will forever remain and be remembered as our eternal heroes. The ones who gave us life and survival. And yes, I am tearing up because this is an emotional event for me. But we are celebrating a great day today. And on behalf of my father, today on this lectern from this stage, I say to all of us who are here today, as we celebrate 50 years of the Hmong Americans here in our country, I, as his youngest son, say this to us, not in a form of a challenge, but it is sort of a challenge, that I look forward to the next 50 years of Hmong Americans, of Hmong women, Hmong men in different capacities that stood up on this stage, and many more who aren't here. And it isn't just the elected officials and the politicians. They are great. They are the vision of General Vang, our elders, our grandparents, and our fathers. But it is the men and women, the singers, the artists, the athletes. Okay? We have Hmong artists in Hollywood. We have Olympians representing the US of A on the international global stage. We have men and women in law enforcement, first aid responders, United States military. Some of them I see in uniform here today. We have business owners. We have millionaires, like Vang said earlier. We have nurses, doctors, professors, educators, all across the board. In 50 years, the Hmong Americans have advanced greatly, and that is due to our parents and our elders who have not only nourished us, but supported us. And today, starting tomorrow, I challenge us, the Hmong generation of the youth and the next generation, where are we going to lead? Where are we going to drive? Where are we going to advance the Hmong American livelihoods 50 years from now? And that is a challenge that I bestow upon all of us to do. And like General Vang Pao, not only rallied his soldiers behind him and united all of us as one. Unity is key. Even though we are doing our own thing on a daily basis in our own capacities, we always have to remember what General Vang Pao lectured most and best is to continue to respect each other, continue to be united, continue to treat each other with kindness and respect. And these are some values that we can carry on to nurture our Hmong American communities, but branch out from that as an American family. We are in the greatest country in the world. In biblical terms, a promised land. This is our promised land. Fresno State President Dr. Sandoval said, "Ilaw patana." in the Hmong culture, let me describe Mei a little bit here, and I know Pal explained a little bit. In the Hmong custom, when we have an elder that passes away, it is superstitious belief in feng shui. Okay? We look at the geographical landscape and we bury the elder there so that the offsprings or the family that he leaves or she leaves behind will leave blessings behind. And that is what Mei is. Now, and Dr. Samuel said Fresno State is a Zhong Mei for our boys and girls to come and educate. But I think General Vang had a grander vision than that. He wasn't waiting for death to come. He sought out the tools and the resources and the vision to lead his people to a Mei to live it. And this is where we are. The United States of America is our Zhong Mei Kéo ngừng lại tức là hành hiện mình chỉ lao luôn đó để lúc nào cũng nhận bây giờ thằng này phun vào bỏ của tôn trợ của hành kia bây giờ thằng này phun vào bỏ vào tôi đây tên nhà tên gì mua rong họ phía chỉ cùng chiếu cùng chữ để tôi ít cho lúc đây chờ nó để xin đi lúc họ phía rình mua cả bây tên tôi tên sai định cho kế cho nhiều định cho kế chỉ cho rồi bây hay đừng mua nên chỉ tàu kế bỏ kế tôi nên phải chế bị to rong lúc đó nên chế bị to rong cả bây tên tôi mình sai tôi lo tới ba chính lúc đó cho bạn ta sửa thiên nó bây giờ chỉ tàu tôi là sửa đâu là bây giờ nên cho nên hay lúc đông nên ba chế tàu bây giờ bạn mình rong mình to nó bây lúc nâng cũng chân tàu của bây giờ thằng này không được tôn trọng giờ từ ba chính của giá còn đây chỉ chơi trong một đôi giá còn đây thiên tế trong thầu còn đỡ nợ này còn nói ít khó bây giờ đây sẽ được cho chỉ mua bây lúc nó bây giờ trả bây giờ cho bây giờ lấy hay ship tổng để trả bây không luôn nên có cái ít thằng của giá còn đây phải xóa chỉ là chỉ cơ để còn nên bây giờ bây gì nên giờ xem nó để lúc nào bây giờ lòng chỉ tiêu xong cho bây không có cho bây lúc đây chuẩn bị cả nó bây giờ sẵn sàng bị cả lúc đây chuẩn bị cả nó bây lúc chờ General Vang has always lectured our Hmong family to be law-abiding citizens, to be hardworking, and to support each other. And let this just be a testament of today that all of our dear friends who are Hmong but non-Hmong, okay, that we reaffirm these values with our elected officials, our friends, and our dignitaries. That as we move beyond today from this event, we remind ourselves of why we're here today. And it is because of those core values. It is because of those core beliefs. It is because of those core ideals. It is firmly those principles that bind us together for our love of freedom. And as we wish the Hmong 50 years in America and a joyous, momentous, auspicious occasion today and tomorrow, okay, we always set our gauge on the horizon and into the future as well. And I have high hopes. And I know many of you, I know Congressman Costa, thank you so much for all you've done for the Hmong SGU with the burial rites. Be sure to talk with Congressman Costa too. And it's very important, let me finish on one note, that the Hmong story has to continue to be told and taught. An elected official said about 2 years ago, and I know Congressman and Jerry and I were there at that event, that the Hmong was a U.S. secret army. And so it was very secret, but let's no longer keep it secret. Let's put it on the table, let's talk facts, let's talk truth, as it is an American story to be told. And today the Hmong are American, and we are living the American dream already. And let us continue to bridge on this network in our partnership, in our friendship, to continue to tell and convey our story for future generations to come. For many Americans who don't know who the Hmong people are today, okay? Congressman is a testament to that one. He advocated for it. Many folks didn't know who the Hmong were, nor the Hmong sacrifices. So it's important that our educators, our professors, our teachers, our district, school district, we educate about the Hmong story and other stories as well. As we're an integral community, we are one. So my final word here is, happy Hmong American Day. May God continue to bless each and every single one of us here May God continue to bless our Hmong veterans, our SGU, our young men and women who still serve in the United States Armed Forces today. May God continue to bless our great United States of America. Thank you.